In this video, I want to show you how you can use the many room channels provided in the Hansa expansion library to enhance your drum sounds. Now, right now I'm in the Meistersaal, which is the big room within the studio. And you can see we have a lot of different room mics here that we can leverage. Let's take a listen to the default kit configuration in this room. So already a great sounding drum mix and a lot of room. But if we go to the mixer in Superior Drummer 3, I'll highlight all of the room mics here, and there is a lot of them. So excluding the comp channels, these are all of the room channels available that you can load. Now, right now, what you're hearing is literally just the overhead and the ambient close. And so we can add any of these room channels for a different sound. So one thing we can do is take this kit top and kit side, kick snare and mono kit. Let's go ahead and enable those. I'm going to send them to a bus. We'll just label it kit ambience. And then I can use that to bring in the sound of those mics only as needed. So really capturing some of that room sound, again, in a unique way. Microphone on top of the kit, side of the kit. I'll go ahead and mute that. Let's check out the rest of the ambient microphones. Ambient mid and far, which we've typically had. We now have an ambient side, which is a bit unique as well. Let's grab all of these, enable them. And we're going to send all four to another bus. So this will just be the primary ambience. And finally, let's take the rest of the surround microphones, which, even if you're not doing a surround mix, you can still use them as additional stereo room channels. So we'll send these all to a third bus labeled surround. We'll make sure to enable them, and we'll bring those in as well. Now, essentially, we've created three separate controls for three different groups of room mics, and we can use those together in a variety of ways. Again, keep in mind, this is adjusting the relative mix of whatever we've selected for that bus channel. So if you want, for example, more or less ambient far, you can adjust it here, but ultimately all the ambience channels are going to be adjusted with this channel fader. And we can mix all three together for a unique room drum sound. And notice on the fly there, I turned off the hi-hat in the ambient channels just so it wasn't quite so apparent in the mix. So you have that leverage and capability to enable or disable instruments on a per channel basis. Now, in addition to this, we could add some effects to enhance or alter the room sounds. We could do that on individual room channels, but now that we have these room bus channels, I can simply apply any effects I want to any group of these ambient channels in each of these buses. There I used a compressor in Superior Drummer 3, used a preset, the ambience moderate, and brought up the volume and also brought up the makeup gain a little bit. That way we can actually enhance and compress the kit ambience room channels. If we jump to the ambience channel, let's use the transient designer to enhance some of the sound here. So we can almost simulate more room sound or less room sound and almost a compressed sound using the transient effect on ambience channels as well. So the transient effect is a great way to enhance and alter a group of ambience channels in this case. Now, of course, with extreme settings, you'll start to get some interesting results. You can hear some of that pumping that was happening with attack turned that far down and sustain turned that far up. However, when mixed in context with the rest of the mix, it might work well for a creative effect. Let's jump to the surround channel. And here, let's just use some reverb to enhance the sound. In fact, let's use a hall reverb. Let's use a medium hall, and we'll hear what that sounds like and make a few adjustments. Now, with all of these different bust ambient channels and with the effects that we've put in place, let's take a listen to everything together. I'll adjust a few levels. those are just a few ideas of how you can utilize the ambient room channels that come included in the Hansa expansion library and some creative ways to utilize them in your drum mix.